Now, a number of you have asked, how do you make those videos all the time and do it so quickly? Let me just show you the process. I shoot on a number of different cameras. They either clip onto this mount here, or if I'm using a phone, they clip in there. There's a couple of lights and so on. This one's actually a work light. You sometimes see that bobbing in the top of the shot like that. Once I've captured everything I need to capture, I transfer it to this screen here. Well, now that I'm in this little box, over there are all the clips that I can choose. I can choose any one of those and pull them in and drop them down on the timeline here. The blue bit is video and the green bit would be audio if I separate them. It's a lovely little program. It's called LumaFusion. I wish I got a commission for every one of my friends that started using it. I don't know how much it is in Europe, but in America it's about $40 or $50 or something like that. And you pay once. You don't keep paying a subscription. Very easy to use. I can edit on a Final Cut Pro and a computer in the studio, but I tend to do it all here in the train room or upstairs petting the dog, listening to classic FM or whatever. How long does it take? That's a common question. Well, let me get out of this. How long does it take? Well, I'm down in the train room about an hour a day, usually while I'm unwinding and drinking a cup of tea after work or right after dinner. Sometimes a little longer, but usually not. While I'm messing about down here, I turn the camera on and off until I think I've got about the right amount. It's a guess. I don't measure the time. And so that can go badly wrong. Sometimes it's, how did I get an hour of footage? I was only down there an hour. And Hillary will say, no, you were down there too. But typically I get about 30 or 40 minutes and I chomp that down to the length you want. I used to just make 10-minute videos, but they are not popular at all anymore. And you seem to like the longer ones. And then I go away and edit. So I'm down here an hour. Right before bed, usually I edit the program. It can take me, I don't know, about 40 minutes, something like that, 50 minutes, because I've done it so often. Quick editor. I'll show you a little technique that I use. Because you can't cut from here to here without there being a jump. I don't know what the jump will be in that instance. What I do is I will hold my sentence. So let's talk about the computer on the desk. There's a computer on the desk that, move the camera, turn it around, I do all of the editing on. Now, I take the bit in the middle out, and it will come out as, there's a computer on the desk that I do all the editing on. Now, there's a computer on the desk that I do all of the editing on. I'm speaking much faster now than I do in the video because I'm having to think about how I'm putting it together. These vlog style videos are linear. So you start at the beginning and you end up at the end and you have to piece it together. I don't like what's called the jump cut. So a jump cut would be like that. Do you see how it jumps? I prefer to have a cut like this that goes completely to a different focal length. I still cut a chunk out, or to a completely different shot. But that's just video technique and something I've learned over the years. The documentary style, that's my favorite, but they take ages to make. It's much more about video then than making a layout work. So on some of the other channels that I have, one of them is in pause right now, but there was a channel called Thinking Out Loud, which is why this was Trains of Thought. I used to put a video out a week, and even though they were only 10 minutes, they can take a long while to make because you've got to script and edit and come up with shots, and in some cases travel to your destination to get the pictures. There was one there called The Angel Islington. It was a Christmas video, and I kind of liked that. I'll put a tag in for you for that one. but it's the middle of summer, so why would we look at that? So I'm going on a bit, but that's how I do it. I can, on a layover, if I'm flying, I can take my iPad with me and finish something up. Let me show you a couple of the other things I do there. The program I use for making the thumbnails, I've no idea what it's called. Let's close it and find out. It is called Canva. It's a free version. I've figured out how to use the free version. I've got no reason to upgrade. In the main edit suite, there's a couple of animation programs and graphics programs. I really don't have time for it because I have a full-time job. It's about that. I really enjoy the video thing. I really enjoy the model train thing. I really enjoy the YouTube thing, but that doesn't pay the bills. So that's me. That's the video part of me. I still direct TV from time to time, mostly for local churches over here in America. Some of the churches have huge video setups, better than some of the BBC stuff I used to work with. Yeah, that's what I do. I hope you found that interesting, and I hope that answers a few of your questions, and I'll pop this up as an extra video hiding somewhere that you'll find. A number of you have asked what all those books are. Are they train books or whatever? They're all sorts of things. Up there, there's a steam rail. There's a little book on electronics there. Many of them are a cure for insomnia. This has been out of print for decades. You see this? Using valves. I've kept it. The formula in there, I still refer to them every now and again. Yeah, the old way of doing things. But fascinating. So some of them are that kind of thing. What else am I into? I did a few maths exams just to get my math theory back up to scratch. That was a good book. Ham radio. How does he have time for all of this? I simply don't. Ham radio. So for those of you who know what that is, G6DTK and G4RMN. G4RMN, of course, the Morse license. But, well, of course, if you don't know, you wouldn't. This was the book I learned on. That must be back in, when was that? In the 70s, I suppose, 70s, early 80s. Resume? Oh, okay. Not looking for a job, just a little look back. Worked for a charity organization. I was a radio officer aboard ships. Electronic engineer. Worked in media communications. That got me into television. I then started working on the production end rather than the technical end. Ran a video production company for a long time. Still do some of that. Ham radio got lost along the way. When you do it as a profession, it really wasn't interesting anymore. I'd love to get back into it now, but I've got too many hobbies. What one thing would I do? What hobby would I pick up? You know, on the layout, you've got the old organ that plays itself every now and again. I'd love to build one of those or restore one of those. I'd want to, if it was restoration, it would have to be within my capabilities. Yeah, that's that sort of thing. Drive everybody mad and dream of making a few pennies with it. I've thought about fairground railways. Yeah. But I think the insurance and the permissions would be the barrier there. So a portable, yeah, something. But there's too many hobbies and not enough hours in a day. So that's the sort of kind of things I'm interested in. Photography. You've seen some of the pictures. Every now and again, I'll throw them in. I do have some very good cameras. I used to develop my own film back in the day when that was a thing. It's coming back, they tell me. Who knew? What else? Yeah, Trying's the main thing. Thanks for watching. Hope you found that interesting. See you next time.